Well, North Carolina's largest wine festival takes over Tanglewood this Memorial Day weekend. Vendors are setting up for the thousands they're expecting to pour into that park. But first at 6, meteorologist Bob Child is here with the first check of your weather on the One's forecast. Bob, it felt so nice and so cool today. Sheriff's officials are now calling this a criminal investigation. Ryan, there's a little golf tournament taking place in Charlotte this week.
That's this week?
It is.
Oh, this is going to be
Something
an
to
interesting
note.
sportscast. All right, folks.
And welcome back. Thank you for staying with us as we look back at Maya Angelou's life. Earlier, we talked about her inauguration speech for President Clinton. We will. Thank you, Monty. Canadian sportswear company Gildan is building an even larger facility in Mocksville than first reported. Last year, company executives announced a $112 million deal. That project has now grown by $30 million. Chad Mira talked with local leaders who say they're building some economic momentum. And thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Sharon Stone. Details on those stories coming right up. But first, meteorologist Doug Lindsay is here. The first check of that weather on the One's forecast. And Doug, I thought we had some pretty warm weather this week, so it's feeling nice and mild out there tonight. And thousands of drivers across North Carolina will be on the road this holiday weekend. AAA expects 1 million North Carolina drivers and 36 million across the country to hit the road, even though gas prices are up 20 cents compared to Memorial Day weekend last year. Law enforcement across the state will be cracking down. Last Memorial Day, more than a dozen people died on North Carolina roads. Well, North Carolina's largest wine festival takes over Tanglewood this Memorial Day weekend. Vendors are setting up for the thousands they're expecting to pour into that park. Caitlin Lockerbie caught up with organizers getting ready to pop the cork on this year's party. And I do want to mention that tonight was Caitlin's last night with us. She's moving on to an exciting new opportunity. So Caitlin, good luck to you. We're going to miss you here. And the festival Caitlin was telling us about, it starts at noon tomorrow, runs through 6:30. Tickets can be purchased online or out there at the gates. A 300-year-old American industry once considered destined for extinction could be making a 21st century comeback. Today, Reynolds American CEO and President Susan Cameron announced the company will invest money and create new jobs to manufacture its Vuse e-cigarette. After a limited release in Colorado and Utah, Cameron says this product is ready to go national. While Moral Monday activists continue to protest the decisions by the Republican-led legislature, a group of students and graduates is asking lawmakers to better fund the UNC system. They held their first protest in what they're calling the Fight Back Friday movement. Diana Bosch tells us how they're hoping this will help students graduate debt-free. Hey, thank you, Doug. Your sports is coming up next tonight. The ACC baseball tournament is in full swing in the Gate City, and Mike has highlights. You know, Mike, Doug was just saying it's going to be really nice this weekend, which is really important. We got a lot going on, a lot of racing, a lot of baseball. A Wake County jury spared the life of a convicted killer today. 32-year-old Armand DeVega will serve life in prison without parole instead of getting the death penalty. Wake County has not handed down a death sentence since 2007. Following the outcome, family members of the victim say they are relieved DeVega will be off the streets. Hundreds were in Uptown Charlotte tonight for the second night of Speed Street. This event centers around the Coca-Cola 600 race at Charlotte Motor Speedway this weekend. A Charlotte Knights baseball game at BB&T Ballpark brought even more people uptown. Emergency officials with the city and county are working together to make sure everyone stays safe during the events. Hail, described as the size of golf balls, hit Union County and several northern South Carolina counties this evening. Many reported seeing hail as large as 3 inches wide. No major damage has been reported so far, but it did catch many people by surprise. All of the North Carolina Zoo gorillas are moving to a new home. The Association of Zoos Gorilla Species Survival Plan recommended moving the animals. As Chad Mira tells us, it says the change will help the zoo's young gorillas develop into healthy adults. And thank you for joining us. Jimmy Kimmel Live is up next. Time Warner Cable News is available around the clock and on your schedule. Have a great night.
So you want to wrap it a little bit tighter.
Plastic bottles, cereal boxes, and packing tape.
Awesome. Teamwork.
May not be high tech, but add a little water and some air pressure, and you have the Proud Science Geek Festival. And as you can tell by their excited cheers, the bottle rocket launch is a success.
I was really amazed how high it went.
Can you bring those to the table?
But the students here had to put the work in to reach those heights.
Boom, good job. All right.
They're learning how to build and create their rockets at this Lessons in Flight workshop at Harris Lake County Park.
It's pretty fun. I like the hands-on science. That's really fun.
3, 2.
But the bottle rockets, kites, and other experiments in flight weren't always ready for takeoff today.
When I flew it for twice, it didn't work out well, but when I modified it, it worked perfectly.
We talked about the idea of tinkering and experimentation and not always getting it right the first time. Just being able to say, all right, I didn't get it right this time. Failure is okay, but I'm gonna keep trying. There we go, and twist the bottle.
Abair hopes these experiments will skyrocket the students into a love of science.
It's a really fun, explosive activity that the kids can do. It's really hands-on, and it gives them something to take home.
For now, they're having a blast learning these lessons in flight.
That was brilliant!
For Connect a Million Minds, I'm Sharon Stone.